The Kentucky Organization of Professional Black Natural Resource Conservation Service Employees present the 2014 Small Limited Resource Producer of the Year Award.
I welcome you to the Miller's Farm. My name is George Miller. This is my wife, Susan Miller, and my two daughters, Kenesha and Allison Miller.
Mr. and Mrs. George and Susan Miller of Stanford in Lincoln County, Kentucky, own and operate a 4-acre vegetable and produce operation. Mr. and Mrs. George Miller produce strawberries, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, cucumbers, corn, peppers, and squash.
My husband and I here have been farming for the past 10, 15 years. We really enjoyed it, and a couple years ago we decided that we wanted to go a little bit bigger, and we were contacted by Kentucky State University through their small farm grant. They have purchased us some equipment, and we've been able to expand our business to the farmers market and selling out to the community. We really enjoy doing it. I'd like to tell you guys a little bit about how we operate. We started selling our vegetables here: tomatoes, cabbage, pepper, cucumbers, squash. We sell here at our house, usually Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday, and we go to the farmers market on Monday or Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and we sell from 7 o'clock until we sell out, which is usually around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Additionally, Mrs. Miller has been an excellent volunteer of the 4-H Youth Development Program for the Kentucky State University Small Farmers Program.
We did some things with the Kentucky State University at the church through a grant, and we had 30 or 40 kids that came out and learned about vegetables. They learned about how things are planted. They planted sunflower seeds, they planted tomatoes. They were able to take things home with them, and had a couple kids to call and say that, you know, my squash did this or my tomato did that, and parents was really proud that we were showing them how to do this and where the food came from.
They have incorporated the use of plastic mulch for weed control and competition.
Prolong of the cover crop is where I go in and to work the ground back up and getting the ground ready for next year of putting down the cover crop. That is good for your keeping away of disease on your ground, and the type of cover crop that I use is called ride.
This was installed with the assistance of the Kentucky State University, College of Agriculture, Food Science, and Sustainable Systems Cooperative Extension Program.
The plastic that I mentioned before, you have to have your ground worked up very, very well to get a good raised bed and to get good foliage on your fruit and vegetables.
George and Susan Miller have cooperated with the Kentucky State University and the University of Kentucky in hosting a strawberry demonstration plot. The Millers also have applied for a high tunnel through the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service Environmental Quality Incentive Program to extend their growing season and management of soil health. This is with the assistance of Marvin Renfro, Lead District Conservationist, Lincoln County.
My name's Bo Renfro, and I'm with the Natural Resource Conservation Service here in Lincoln County. And today I'd like to talk a little bit about the Millers. They are strongly interested in soil health, and by this I mean they're always interested in sowing cover crops, rotating their crops, and I'm sure that they will always be in a test for conservation in Lincoln County and in this area.
Mr. and Mrs. Miller have given a presentation entitled Growing Vegetables on Black Plastic at the Kentucky State University Small Limited Resource Minority Farmers Conference in November of 2011. Please join me in recognizing Mr. and Mrs. George and Susan Miller, the Kentucky National Organization of Professional Black Natural Resource Conservation Service Employees, 2014 Small Limited Resource Producers of the Year.